Good afternoon. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us here on this Friday afternoon. And if you're in the DC area, I hope you're enjoying the beautiful sunshine that we're having after the last few cloudy days. And today's practice is inspired by a Chinese scroll, which is really, really long. We'll go to that in a moment. And this is this artwork has been chosen in continuation with the theme of the Chinese lunar or the Lunar New Year. Okay. But now let's get started with our meditation practice. And in preparation for our meditation, all you need to do is to be able to find a way of sitting comfortably, sitting with a tall spine, and adjust your device screens if necessary so that it's as easy as closing and opening your eyes to look at the image. So let's go on to take our first look at the art-based meditation, the art inspiration for today. Casually glance at it. Like imagine if you were in the museum and you're walking just into that room if this were displayed. This is a Chinese scroll depicting red plum blossoms. And it's about 44 inches long. So it has many, many parts to it. And the museum website suggests viewing this from right to left. So we're looking at the rightmost part of the scroll. Slowly, we'll move towards the left side. And that's the image of the entire scroll. You can see that the plum blossoms occupy a relatively shorter segment in comparison to all these other colophons, which have some kind of calligraphy going on. But for now, let's find our meditative posture. Maybe close your eyes. And if that feels more distracting, you can always just lower your gaze. And slowly, at your own pace, arrive into this practice. If you notice that your attention is everywhere but the present moment, invite yourself. First, acknowledge what's going on. And with all the love and kindness we can, let's invite our attention to be here now. Perhaps bringing our awareness to the body, to how its presence is supported by the floor, or the chair, or the couch. Like these points of support are a firm reminder that physically we're here now. And then if the mind continues to wander, just try the simple practice of coming back to these points of contact, noticing the groundedness, the anchoring. And then you can allow your attention to flow into the rest of the body. There is that sense of being present in this body, sense of embodiment. Allow your attention to move like a spotlight, scanning through your feet, the lower legs, the knees, the thighs, the hips and the feet, the abdomen, the chest, the shoulders, the upper back, lower back, the hips, the upper arms, the elbows, the forearms, the wrists and the hands, the neck, the face, and the head. Now let's bring awareness to the entire body. Like we broaden that spotlight of attention, perhaps noticing whatever is present, any sensations, any thoughts, any feelings, maybe questions. And we'll allow all of this to be. There's no need to change anything. Maybe we could trust that whatever it is, wherever we are, this is a perfectly fine place to start our practice, to bring our awareness and streamline it to focus on this work of art depicting the plum blossoms. And whenever you feel ready, gently open your eyes, lifting the eyelids. Then let's go on to gaze at these plum blossoms. As we take our first look at this rightmost section, it is quite likely that those seals probably take away some of our attention. So instead of looking at the entire screen, can we narrow our gaze as if to focus on the main trunk of the tree, like here? Noticing the knots, noticing the slender branches, noticing the angles and the curves of these branches. And noticing these bulbous buds and how all these flowers and buds are arranged around these slender branches. Notice the different shapes of the flowers. And what do these different shapes tell us about the flowers? Is it that their shapes are different because they are morphically different, or is it the perspective from which we're viewing them? And through this awareness, can we try to visualize this otherwise flat picture as a three-dimensional experience in our mind's eye? And notice how, in doing so, like imagining this tree with plum blossoms in your head, somewhat like in your imagination, you're standing under a plum blossom tree. Like you're experiencing one part of that magnificent tree as far as your field of vision goes. So now, if we continue to move towards the left, let's absorb the beauty of this, this particular part of the tree. And then slowly we'll begin to piece it in our imagination with the previous part of the scroll. And practicing the same kind of awareness to this part of the scroll. We'll do that one more time. So we can see the last part of that branch gracefully coming up and curving. Now we're going to go in reverse. So we'll go from left to right so we can continue to piece up this whole plum blossom picture in our mind. And now that we've seen the scroll in parts, let's take a few moments to imagine the entire picture. And notice how, in this way of relating to the painting, it's no longer separate from you. In some ways, it's become a part of your present moment. And without even knowing anything intellectually about the plum blossoms, this is how this has given you a window to intuitively understand. If you'd like to, you can continue being with your mind's imagination with that visualization. If it's too much, you can always look at your screen and try to bring awareness to all the aspects of this painting, which offer a sense of stability, structure, and strength. Where do we see these qualities of strength, stability, and structure embodied within our physical body? And then, when that is complete, bring your awareness to what feels fluid about these plum blossoms. And can we see a reflection of that dynamism within this otherwise solid body? Anything that makes you feel the fluidity of your body. Could also focus on the gentle rise and fall of your chest or abdomen as the breath flows. Could also liken the points of support to the tree trunk, branches, the small stems, and the rest of the body, like those soft petals of these plum blossoms. And gently opening the eyes, let us look at any one of the plum blossoms which seems to have opened up fully. Like, for instance, this flower here, where the cursor is, or this one. Notice the 5 petals. Now we'll bring our palms together in front of the heart center. And let's open up the fingers, just allowing the little fingers and the thumbs to touch each other. And can we experience the 5 petals of the plum blossom in each of our fingers? If you will, you may join all the fingers to like a namaste. It feels like a bud of the plum blossom. As the middle 3 fingers open out, feel the plum blossom, the bud blossoming. Now, as we hold this hand gesture called the Padma Mudra, let us symbolically imagine our pinky fingers represent the quality of easefulness. We're doing with a sense of being. There's no sensation of the burden of doing it. How may we bring that quality of ease into our lives? Every moment, everything that we think or do, it's like being in a flow. Let that be. Let's bring our awareness to the ring fingers. Visualizing the ring fingers is the quality of gratitude. Like when one flows with ease through all of life's experiences, feeling grateful for everything that's been offered. Feeling grateful for all the positive experiences bestowed upon us. For all those experiences may not be so positive at the outset. There are potential turning points, life lessons. As we embrace life's challenges with this attitude of gratitude, and we realize that every being in this world is exploring and trying to understand love within the limits of their understanding. Notice how this feeling is nothing but love. Love that we could represent by the middle fingers. Love that dissolves barriers. Love that dissolves separation. Love that helps us realize I am another you. Notice how this love can be the path to experiencing harmony within and communion with the world outside at large. May these qualities of harmony and communion be represented by the index fingers. As we arrive at the sense of communion, Notice this is automatically an experience of the unity in diversity, represented by the thumbs. Now feel free to relax your hands down. Just try to take a few breaths, experiencing all of these qualities of ease, gratitude, love, harmony, and unity. As we experience this sense of oneness, notice how we're automatically connected to each other, like a thread of light that unites us all, like the flow of life force through all of the plum blossoms in this painting, connecting them as a part of the same tree. So, in that unity, so in the experience of all of these heart chakra qualities of ease, love, gratitude, oneness, the plum may blossom even in the harshest of winter. What may we let go of and what may we embrace so we can blossom where we are planted. On that note, we slowly begin to deepen the breath. We join palms in prayer, bowing to the light within ourselves. We bow to the light that shines through the creative energy of the artist or artists who may have created this scroll, thanking every force for offering this as an opportunity to go inwards. We bow to the teachings of yoga and the teachers through whom we received those teachings. And finally, may we bow to each other, like we're saying, the light in me honors the light in you. Thank you so much for choosing to share your presence and practice with me. Let's just close with this prayer of well being. I'll first say it in Sanskrit and then I'll translate it for you. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. May all beings be well and easeful. May all beings be disease free. May all beings see the positivity in every offering of life. May there be no suffering. Peace be to all. Peace be to all. Peace be to all. Thank you so much for choosing to share your presence and practice with me today. I hope this offering, inspired by the qualities of plum blossom. I mean, they blossom in the harshest of winter, and I think that could serve as a powerful inspiration for many of us, or I would say all of us, whose worlds have changed in these last 2 years of the pandemic. May we find the resilience within, and peace be to all.